Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we have Lexus IS250 2006 and 7. So it's 56 rate in the UK, so it's 2006 and 2007. So the problem we have with this car, as you can see, the driver side HID or high intensity discharging bulb is not operating. As you can see, it's blinking but not fully operating, and also the light switch is in O2 position right now, and it's on low beam operation position. So as you can see, the high beam, this one, the high beam bulb is also turned on, but very deep. And I'm going to show you this side is fully operating, but the high beam bulb is also turned on very deep. So this is the symptom that we have got. I am not sure if the camera can pick that up. This light is just blinking or flashing the driver side. This one, the HID bulb, or the high intensity discharging bulb. So if I move the light switch to high beam position, and this side, the whole headlight, both bulbs, high beam and HID bulb turn off, and this one which currently currently has turned on very deep, is going to operate fully or bright. This is going to become bright, and this side, driver side, is going to be off when I move the light switch to high beam position. So you watch, and I'm going to move the headlight switch to high beam position. So I have moved the headlight switch to high beam position. As you can see, this side has turned off. Only the amber indicator, or the amber small bulb is operating on, or it's turned on. But this side, the height, let me put the camera through this angle that not to dazzle your eyes or the camera lens. So this side is the high beam bulb is fully operating, and it's bright. So now I'm going to bring the headlight switch back to the low beam position. So I have brought the headlight switch. So I have brought the headlight switch back to low beam position, and as you can see, the HID or high intensity discharging bell is blinking or flashing. That cannot be seen from the because the camera is a little bit above the headlight. And let me raise the car a little bit up and you might be able to see it. So as you can see, it's blinking but not operating at all. So this is the situation that we have confronted to, and now I'm going to show you the wiring diagram as well, and then we are going to investigate this together and see if we can fix this problem together. Okay. So this is the wiring diagram for the headlights. This is the driver side headlight assembly, and this is the passenger side or near side headlight assembly. So when our light switch is on low beam on position, so the voltage is supplied through this wire or by this wire. This is red and green wire, and this is this wire I'm going to show you because I have got here. I'm not sure if you are able. This is green and red wire. So the low beam power is supplied through this wire, which is red and green, and that power comes through this connector. There is a connector, so I'm going to show you the connector through this connector. So this is the connector, and the power is supplied to the headlight unit through this connector. So this is this connector, the black colored connector is toward the headlight. This is connected to the headlight unit. As you can see, this is so low beam power is supplied through this green and red colored wire, and the high beam power is supplied through this wire, white and red. These two are same colored, white and black, or the ground wire, or connected to the ground or to the battery negative. So remember, this is the low beam supply power supply wire, and this is the high beam power supply wire. So I'm going to show you that in the headlight as well. So this is connected to the headlight. This, let me turn the camera here and you will be able to see. So this is connected to the headlight, as you can see. This is directly connected to the headlight. I'm going to show you. As you can see, this is the connector, and this is connected like so, so. Where is the camera? This is connected like so. So this is going to go just this is going to go like so. So this is the power side, the wiring harness side, this, and this is the, let me zoom it out a little bit, and this is connected to the headlight unit, as you can see, and this is the power supply. So if I'm going to remove this, this is going to be like so. So do it like so. Once again, because I'm going to pull at the same time as I pushing this tab or latch downward, because this is too weak, it might break. So I have disconnected now. So I'm going to go back to the wiring diagram and just remember this. This two white and the black colored wire, both connected to the ground. This is the power supply. Green and red wire is the low beam or the HID bulb supply, power supply. Oh, and this is the high beam. This one white and red. This is the high beam bulb power supply. So the high intensity discharging bulb power supply, this green and red, high beam bulb power supply, white and red. So the two, the rest two is the ground where both are same colored, black and white. So these are connected to the ground or the battery negative. Okay, as I have shown you, this is the driver side or right hand side headlight unit. So as I have shown you, this is the high intensity discharging bulb power supply, green and red, and this is as you can see high. I'm not sure you will be able to read that. Not sure. So this is a high bulb, and the power supply for the high bulb is colored or marked as color marked as white and red, and the two wire which I have shown you was this one. So they are both marked as white and black. This one, and they are connected somewhere to this joint or splice here. As you can see, they are connected here. So now if you think a little bit, why this high beam bulb is turned on, or it's how to say, there was a good word but I have forgotten right now for this one. So it's illuminating but very, very dim. And this is the right hand, the left hand side, as I have shown you. This is the passenger side, and this is the left hand side or near side or passenger side head light unit, and this is the high beam bulb here on the left hand side on the passenger side. So this was also illuminating but very, very dim. So when the headlight switch was on low beam. So if you think about, and you have a little bit, and if you have any question, I'm going to show you the proper wiring diagram. This is the proper wiring diagram, and this is the driver side headlight unit, and as you can see, the high beam power is supplied through this relay, and for the right hand side, and also the high beam power is supplied through the same relay as for the right hand side, and this is the left hand side high beam bulb power supply wire. And because we didn't have problem on the left hand side or the passenger side on the high intensity discharging bulb, that was okay, but we only had a problem on the driver side, on the right hand side. So, and also this is the, let me show you that to the end. So this is the two wires I have shown you. Both are color marked black and white. So these two wires are connected to a splice here, to a joint splice. So, and then here has become a single wire, and that goes directly to the earth or the ground. So what do you think? So why, when the light switch is on low beam position and the high intensity discharging bulb or low beam bulb is blinking and illuminating very, very dim or just flashing, and the high beam light is also illuminating but very, very dim, and another interesting thing, that very, very interestingly, so the left hand side, the passenger side high beam bulb is also illuminating very, very dim. So if you think about it before, so pause the video and think about it. That's going to be very, very good, have to say, very, very good question. And if someone wants to become a auto electrician, or someone is currently doing auto electrician, that's going to be very, very good. So when you're ready, I'm going to answer this question. So this is the power supply to the low beam, this. So when because we don't have issue with the power supply, because there is a power supply. If there wasn't a power supply, the high beam bulb and the low beam high intensity discharging bulb would have not illuminated. So there is a power, there is no problem with the power. So the power comes here and go to the this ballast to the high intensity discharging bulb ballast here, and then goes back here to the earth. And in theory, which the high beam bulb should not illuminate at all. So what is going now? What is occurring, or what is happening? So when the power is reached here, and the current goes through this wire and through the high through the high intensity ballast, high intensity discharging bulb balance goes back to the ground. So the problem is here because the splice has a high resistance, so the current cannot reach properly to the ground side of the circuit, or to the battery negative side. So instead, current goes through this wire back this way through the high beam, up this way, and goes here back this way, and back this way, and through this high beam bulb of the near side or passenger side, as I have shown you, and using this power, using this ground, the ground of the left hand side headlamp. So power goes through this ballast, through high intensity discharging bulb ballast goes here, when there is no way going to the ground. So the power or the current goes back through this bulb, through this high beam bulb, and go straight like so, here, and then here, back this way, back here, and through this left hand side or passenger side high beam bulb, and goes to the ground. Because this, when this circuit there is no any current flow to the ground through this wire, so this circuit has become become a series circuit, because the current goes through this bulb and go up here, and then coming back, and then coming like so, and goes through this bulb. So this two circuit has becoming a series circuit. So that's the reason the both bulbs are illuminating very dim. So when we move the high beam, the light switch to high beam position, so when the current is supplied through this wire, to the right hand side, the headlight unit. So then it had the high beam and the low beam, both bulbs are turned off. Why? Because all the time there is current flow when there is difference between the voltage. So when we supply 12 volt from here, or source voltage, and then same source voltage as existed here, because if you watch camera at the beginning, so when we move the headlight switch to high beam position, so the low beam, the left hand side, which was working properly, so the low beam and the high beam were operating both. So when there is source voltage, same voltage applied to this ballast or to this HID bulb, and also the power is coming from this to the high beam bulb, there is no difference between the voltage, so the current will not be allowed to flow, or the current will not flow. So for this reason, this state of this high beam and the low beam, both, I mean that the right hand side headlight unit, low beam and high beam, stayed off, and this one was normally bright, because when the source voltage is applied to this one, this circuit has become independent, so the resistance decreases and this voltage take over this voltage which was going from this way, and so this every time in the series circuit, so when the the voltage is divided by the loads, so so how many loads are there, the voltage is going to divide equally around the load. So when high beam voltage is applied to high beam bulb, so this voltage is going to take over this voltage which was going from this way, and also because the high beam was the power was on, or power was supplied at the same time with this, so there is no any voltage or current go through this way. So that's going to stay off because there is no way to go to the ground. So from this side source voltage and from this side source voltage, so there is no different in the potential different in voltage, so that's going to stay no current flow, and this is going to operate as normal. So now I'm going to bypass this two wire. I'm going to bypass this from this splice, and I'm going to connect this two wire directly to the ground. So this one and this one, and you watch what is going to happen. Okay, this is the power supply or the wiring harness side, and this is connected to the head light unit. So if that is going to be like so, like so, and as I have shown you, this is the ground wire of the headlight unit, and this side I'm going to, because access is difficult here, there is a cover. There is a cover like so here, access is difficult here, so I'm going to connect these two, or connect, as you can see, the top two is connected here, and I'm going to ground this two wire directly and connect these two wires directly to the ground here, and you watch what is going to happen to the light when I put to when I move the headlight switch to the low beam position and also to the high beam position. Okay, as you can see here, I have backproof both ground wire, and I'm going to connect this to the ground. So I'm going to connect this two wire, and I also have placed a fuse in series in case there was high current flow, because I have connected this to direct. So anyway, there shouldn't be a problem because these two wires are connected directly to the ground. So now, as you can see, I have got this clip, and now I'm going to leave that down, and I'm going to focus the camera toward towards the headlight, and you see. Okay, I have started the vehicle, and the headlight switch is on auto, which is just for low beam. Now I'm going to ground the two white and black colored wire before the splice or the joint, so just behind the headlight, and I'm going to directly connect to the ground, and you watch the headlight. So I have directly connected the two white and brown, white and black wires to the ground, as I have shown you before, and as you can see, everything is operating normal. And I'm going to show you that no longer the let me bring the camera down, because the camera is mounted on the okay, as you can see, now the high beam is off. This is the near side or passenger side, and high beam is off. This is the driver side. So now I'm going to turn the high beam on, and you watch. So I have turned the high beam bulbs on. As you can see, it's now normal, it's operating. So both low beam and high beam are operating normally, and also, as I told you, with the high beam current is supplied, or power is supplied to the low beam separately and to the high beam separately, but this is the passenger side or left hand side. Okay, I'm going to add this to the video because I have finished recording, and I was going to sort the earth problem out, and I found that directly the two wires are here, as I have shown you, black and white colored wire. So I think this vehicle was involved in an accident, so someone has already had removed this and painted the bumper this area and then put it back. So I'm going to clean this area thoroughly and connect this 2-wire back to the chassis to have a proper connection to the chassis or to the ground, and then I'm going to show you. Otherwise I'm going to, if this one did not work or that was the wires are broken within the wiring loom somewhere, so I'm going to use this and connect to the chassis somewhere. So now I'm going to connect this directly to the chassis with the jump wire and see if the problem is here. So if the light was operating okay, if the light operates okay, then I'm going to find this for a good ground for this eyelet 2-wire wires. So I'm going to sand this with the sandpaper and then sand this with the sandpaper too and connect it back. So okay, actually that is not the case. This arc point is for the headlight, but this is for the left hand side. I'm not sure why they have put the left hand side arc headlight arc position into the right hand side, and I'm going to check for the same wire on the left hand side because the car was hit from a left hand side, so that might be left disconnected. So this is for the left hand side. So as I'm going to show you that the light is operating, that the high intensity bulb is operating, so I'm going to disconnect this. So as you can see, this is directly connected here to the earth, and now I'm going to disconnect this. And so I have disconnected this, and as you can see, this is not touching anywhere on the chassis. So this is also has become off, as you can see. So now I'm going to for this reason I'm going to record this for your information, but no, I'm not sure why they have put the arc position of the left hand side headlight close or beneath the right hand side. And I think the right hand side headlight arc position will be behind the left hand side headlight. So I'm going to put this back because this is okay, and I'm going to search there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to find its arc position and fix with its originally position as it is. I don't want to use any extra wire because that might be left disconnected or something like that. I'm going to find out. Okay, I have found the earth wires of the right hand side high intensity or low beam bulb and high beam both, so they are left cut out like so, and also the screw is here, as you can see. So I have recorded this video because sometime it's very strange. So the right hand side headlight high beam and low beam earth position is behind the left hand side head light unit. This is very strange. So I have recorded this that to have in mind, but sometime this happens. So that might help you if someone save time, because if your headlights high beam or low beam is not working, you might looking the earth position close to the same headlight, but on this car this is not the case. As you can see, the left hand side, the right hand side head light, low beam and high beam bulb arc points are here beneath the left hand headlight. So I'm going to tell you in another way. So this is the light unit, this is the right hand side or offside. So the arc point is here, and this is the left passenger side in the United Kingdom or near side, but the earth points are here. As you can see, this is very strange. So I'm going to sort that out. Okay, now I'm going to press that together. Now I'm going to solder this one as well.